solving real pains in your customer's ass to supersize your business. Now that might sound a little crass to use the word ass in the headline, but the truth is we got to solve real pains for our customers. Not real pains for us, but solving our customers' pains allows us to solve our own pains and grow and supersize our business. I'm thinking today that I should probably write instead of doing videos, because as I was coming up with an idea for today's video, I'm like, holy buckets, and I just started writing. And it's all around the topic of solving pains for our customers. So often, our products or services address surface pains, and we talked about going deep yesterday and why it's important to understand the aspects of our customers and how things affect them. And that leads us to how do we solve their real problems, their real pains. The bigger the pain, the more we can give them a solution. The bigger problems we can solve for people, the bigger pains we can alleviate for them, the more they will know, like, and trust and love us and come back to us for other solutions. So I started mapping out, well, what is the process that I use for, number one, coming up with what the pains are that I want to address for my customer, and then how do I come up with solutions for that? I want to do an exercise, and I want to challenge you, and I'm going to do this exercise for my business today, and I kind of started it already, but I want to challenge you to do it as well. Pick a pain point, a pain that you know your customer has, and we're going to dig deep into it for a couple of reasons. It isn't just knowing what the pain is that allows us to present our solution in a way that they can relate to and take us up on our offer, or get our solution and put our solution to work for them. We can't just throw up a solution and think that people are going to make all the connections that they need to make in order to say, yes, that's the solution for me. You are the person I want to work with. It's a little more complicated than that, but we have to dig down to the basics to determine the process for making sure that we're being clear and concise with our message that communicates to people what our solution is. So let's think of an example, and we'll go kind of through the process of this. The first thing you have to do is understand the pain point, and you want to understand it not on just the surface level. So let's look at, and the first thing I would challenge you to do is get out a piece of paper, because I think you need to write everything down. I'm a person that believes obviously in writing things down, and pads and things. And write down a brainstorm list of your customers' pain points. What are their pains? What are they going through? You're the person, and mine's Chris. What is she feeling? Chris, what are you feeling? What are you experiencing every single day that's the biggest pain for you in your business, and what it is that you want to create in the world? And so brainstorm a list of the pain points of your customer. For example, not having enough customers is a pain point for Chris. My ideal customer has a hard time attracting customers and bringing customers to herself. And so that's a pain point for her. Well, what are some of the symptoms or the results of that pain? You know, maybe she's shy and an introvert, and she doesn't want to talk to, and she's not, I'm just using this as an example. She doesn't want to talk to customers. She doesn't want to have to go out and find customers. She wants customers coming to her. And there's all kinds of symptoms and results that happen because she doesn't have enough customers, and she's shy and she doesn't want to go talk to people. Well, maybe her bank account gets overdrawn. Now, that's a pain point, right? Having your bank account overdrawn. And I don't know if you've experienced that or not, but I know I've experienced it. And a lot of times overdrafts at your bank aren't caused by bad things. A business growing too fast can cause overdrafts at your bank. Not planning or not paying attention to outflows and inflows, or the timing of outflows and inflows, can cause your bank to be overdrawn. Anything like that. But for a lot of us, your bank being overdrawn is a thing that would keep you up at night, cause you to lose sleep, freak out, and go through all kinds of scenarios and stories in your head of all the terrible things that are going to happen because you overdrew your bank account, right? And our brains will serve us up all kinds of nonsense, and that will happen to your customers as well. So think about one pain, pick one particular situation that could happen, and then work through this exercise with it. So let's talk about the overdrawn bank account example. When a result or a situation happens like that, it causes pain. Well, what kind of pain and emotions and feelings and beliefs do come up for our customer when that happens? So think about, what would your customer be thinking and feeling and believing if they overdrew their bank account? And just write those things down. And then look at that list and say, okay, what kind of solutions do I offer, does my business offer, that can either negate, eliminate the possibility of that particular situation or alleviate the feelings of, fear, doubt, worry, and anything else that comes along with that situation happening to your customer. So in the bank overdraft example, banks offer overdraft protection. Now, using your overdraft protection and tapping into that is only slightly less negative feeling than actually being overdrawn because you have all of the same internal beliefs and same internal thoughts and fears triggered as if you had actually been overdrawn. Although the fear of other people finding out, the fear of other people judging you, the fear of failure is still there, but the fear of other people finding out, maybe that's not there. I mean, the bank knows, but hopefully your banker isn't a loudmouth and doesn't tell everybody that you tapped into your overdraft protection. I don't know why they would, but you never know. That's a fear that you might have around that situation. So you want to look at the symptoms, the situations that might come up because of that fear. So the bank one is a good situation because it allows us to think, okay, well, how would I feel in that situation? Because if I can tap into how I might feel, I can understand how my customer might feel. Now, if you're not a member of or we're never a member of your target audience group, it might be a little harder for you to do this. And you might have to actually go out and ask people, if this were to happen, how would you feel? What might you believing or thinking about if this were to happen? And if it's a hypothetical scenario and there's somebody in your group, in your customer group that you can, trust and ask questions to, that they'll give you their true feelings and answers, this is a great exercise and a great relationship building exercise to do with one of your best customers or a couple of your best customers. Now then, after you get this information and dig into it, and you understand the stories that they're telling themselves and the things that they're thinking in their head, now you can look at your solutions and your possible solutions to that pain point, and you can think about a story that you have or another one of your customers has that shows how and illustrates how you can eliminate that pain point by using your solution. So, for example, I am helping women business owners to understand their customers better, their customer handling, all aspects of their customers. But say you discover that part of the pain point is, and the overdraft is because they don't have enough customers. Maybe it's not that their company is going through rapid growth. They don't have enough customers because they're afraid to talk to people. So what solutions to that can you offer them? Are there ways that you can teach them how to find customers in ways that they don't have to actually talk to them, like through social media or through a non-personal contact situation? Maybe they can hire somebody to do calls or be their face of the initial impact, or the initial meeting of new potential customers. And then when somebody decides they want to be a customer, that takes off the fear of rejection. And so then, I'm not afraid to talk to people anymore. I can, since somebody has already warmed them up for me, I am really more than capable of sharing what it is that I do with them. That's a weird example, but it works a little bit. So I challenge you today to pick a pain point, think about deeply what it means to your customer, then and the stories that they're telling themselves. Then think of, here's my solution to that pain, and here's the story that I can tell to counteract that and offer them the solution. Because we need to offer our solutions through stories, because stories are how we reach people. And examples and situations, experiences from our own life are really, really powerful, because we can tap into the emotions that we were feeling at the time that we had that pain point, that we had that problem, and people can feel that in our delivery, whether we're delivering that message or not. So think about pain today. How often do you get to think about pain today? Think about pain and stories and your solution to pain. That's it. Go out, make it a fabulous day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Don't be a pain.